Well, howdy, everybody. Theresa here, and
Bradley.
it is
Mr. Brad.
Mr. Brad, Mr. Heide. It is July 1st, 2019. It is Monday evening at 5:43. And yes, I done got my hair done did, okay? See? And then this side is, and I don't have I didn't do anything to it. She just put a little bit of product in it. And, that's it. This is just the messy look for me. So, and this is even after I took a nap and stuff, so, I really like it. I wanted something different. I wanted something easy to take care of that if I want to, I can curl it on up, and add more definition. I wanted something kind of sassy for me. I mean, because I have this side is real short, and, this I can put up over into this, but I just kind of like how it just naturally does that. And then this side is a little longer, and of course we left the top nice and long. And it's something I've never had before, so I really like it. Brad and I were teasing each other because he's growing his hair out long because that's what he wants to do, and I'm cutting mine off because that's what I want to do, and it's all good. But it was a treat for me. I don't normally go. This is the second time, and we've lived here in Florida for over 3 years, that I have gotten my hair cut. Any other time I've just whacked on it, but it's pretty hard to really taper it, for me anyway, because the back, you can't really see, but the back is all very tapered and fused clippers on it and stuff, which I wanted. It's really nice, so feels nice and cool. So I say have fun with your hair. It's only hair. It'll grow back if you don't like it. So yeah, I just went Walmart. $20, cheap enough. Real nice gals that work there. And so yeah, we did that. Brad picked up just a couple of things we needed. We needed more canned cat food, and needed some more drink mix, and the water enhancers, they call them.
Yes.
And what else did we need?
Green chilies.
Green chili, because he's going to one of these days make a chicken enchiladas. He makes the best chicken enchiladas. So, we just been waiting all day for UPS, honestly. That's all. Brad ordered, what did you order? It was $15.
It was a whole saw set.
It's a whole saw set for his drill press, so you can make the larger holes, because, he's doing, he's doing a wheelbarrow now, a mini wheelbarrow planter, and, so he needs to have, a bigger hole, for that drill press. What do they call those? Die cast? Or, no, not. What do they call those?
Called what?
For the templates, or what do they call
a hole saw.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
A hole saw?
Yeah, yeah.
The pieces that go, that make the different sizes?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's a hole saw, yeah.
Every time Brad has that on, it reminds me so much of my grandfather. My grandfather used a great big one for drill bowling balls, and I grew up, in the bowling alley, and I must have watched my grandfather drill well over 100 bowling balls over the years, and he was just so smooth about it and stuff. And so every time Brad has his smaller one on, it just brings back so many fond memories. So, but Brad's been waiting all day because it's this whole kit. It's in a hard-sided case. Yep. And how many different sizes do you remember?
I was thinking it was 8 different sizes.
That's for $15 free shipping.
Yeah, because the hole saws I have, it's just I got 3 hole saws. There's like an inch and a half, and 2 inch. And for the most part, the 2 inches, I mean, that's what I use for the hole for the birds to get in and out of.
Yeah.
But, you know, once in a while, there's been times I thought I'd like to make a bigger,
Yeah.
you know, do something bigger for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I'm also going to look at making the Adirondack chair.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I want to
The
set
planters.
it up. Yeah, so I want to set up so you can drop a pot in the seat.
Yeah.
So I'll need a bigger hole for that one too.
That would be nice. That would be really nice. So, yeah, we just been waiting all day. It was out for delivery. So, I did get in my, my, knitting needles. You see, I'll have to take one out. These are for, you know, whatever kind of yarn work you're doing. If you have to attach, let's say, a palm, or, you know, you're going to close up the hole on your hat, the top. And so these came in. I only ordered one set. That's all I need. I always usually keep all my needles in a, well, I'm going to end up ripping this one open anyway. I can't get in there. So I always keep all my needles in an empty Altoids tin. I'll take out the bigger one. The reason I ordered these is that sometimes if, you know, depending on the size of your hat, if you got to go all the way down and stuff, it can be hard to see those little silver needles. You know, I have some of the needles for yarn, you know,
Yeah, the metal and
but it'd
needles.
be hard to see them, and when you're going all the way down in something, so yeah, that's real nice. And so it comes in, that's just the longest one, and it comes in a couple other ones. So, yeah, it's all good. Somebody sent me something, I don't know what it is. A little weird. Sorry, guys, somebody sent me something kind of weird. I was like, wow. But anyway, so yeah, both came in. I was glad about that. Besides that, I have been having so much trouble sleeping. And, oh, gee whiz.
You're doing throwing stuff? Come on.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm having a hard time getting to sleep at night. And, trust me, my meds, I should be able to sleep really well. And, then I'm having a hard time. I'm waking up early. I keep waking him up, going, come on! You know, and then I don't want to really sleep in the daytime either, so I don't know. It'll catch up with me eventually. So,
sleep is overrated.
Yeah, I didn't get in and paint yet because, I've got kind of an upset stomach going on, so kind of waiting for that, just taking some medicine for it, kind of waiting for that to mellow itself out. And then I got some TV programs coming on anyway, so, Charlie's being all cute over there, honey. But, so, that's how we're really doing. Like I said, Brad's kind of chomping at the bit because, he needs to cut, he needs, I don't know what inch, maybe a 4-inch?
I think I'm going to use a 4-inch.
On one of those, he used a 4-inch one to cut a wheel for this wheelbarrow. So he'd been waiting all day. And, well, my birthday present's on there too. You guys that have watched me long enough know that, okay, I do have my original wedding ring set, of course, right? And like so many of us, it's just your smaller set. You know that's what you could afford at the time, but what I really just like is just kind of the imitation, inexpensive, zirconia. Is it how you say it?
Cubic zirconia.
Yeah, that. And then so like once a year, usually every year about my birthday or anniversary, because our anniversary is next month, Brad will get me a new set. Well, this year I just wanted one. I really love the rose gold look. But I just wanted one that did not have kind of like the what do you call that? The diamond setting that's just set upright. You know, usually it's what they considered part of the engagement ring. That classic dime, it's a raised up with the prongs and stuff, because I don't want to scratch Brad. I don't want to scratch one of the animals. I don't want to scratch myself. And also, I put my hands in and out of gloves because, like, depending on what I'm doing in the art studio, I have gloves. I don't like to really mess with raw meat. I prefer to wear rubber gloves, or if I'm mixing something, instead of having to spend an hour, getting it out of a ring or getting it, I really hate, like, the feeling of chicken fluid on my hands. Or if you mix up, if you mix up like a meatloaf or something like that, kind of that gummy, greasy. So I will wear rubber gloves. Well, when you've got that setting sticking up, it kind of either rips a hole in the glove, or else it just kind of makes it where the glove doesn't fit right, or that setting turns into the inside of your finger to the next one and really hurts it. So I just wanted a just kind of, sometimes they call it an anniversary band or whatever, and I just wanted one of those. So that's what coming. I mean, we're on a very tight budget this year, so I think we agreed that we'd spend like $20 on each of us for our birthdays, and I mean that's fine, because I mean we really don't, we have what we need. So we're frugal people like that. What can I say? That's just the way we are. And I'll enjoy the heck out of the ring for a year, and then that's the thing, is I can always pick another ring. I don't have to settle on, I'm stuck with this ring forever now, and you don't have to be stuck with, oh man, am I going to have to try to save up forever? It's inexpensive, so I enjoy it for a year, and then, I keep all of them. I have them all in a box, and, I ought to start labeling them. This was for, this year, and this year, and this year. My hair was my birthday present to myself. I thought long and hard. I always think maybe you should treat yourself a little bit for your birthday, don't you, hon? Mm-hmm. And so usually I'll pick out something maybe I wanted. And I thought about getting a couple of tops that I really wanted. Because I really like those ones that are kind of cut, like that kind of, hang down on one side more than the other, or maybe the sides hanging down lower and stuff. But do I really need new tops? No, I have a whole tote of dressier tops that are underneath the bed. I don't really need more clothes right now. So I thought, well, what I really wanted was, I've been wanting to go in and have my hair cut, because I really enjoy that. And it's a real treat for me. And, even though I just, go to Walmart and stuff, but that's where I like to go. And so I thought, yeah, well, let's go and get my hair cut. That'd be happy birthday to me. And so I've been looking at pictures and stuff. I knew basically what I wanted. I wanted it longer on top and stuff, kind of I've been telling you guys. So, yeah, this is what it is. And, yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it, Brad stepped into the beauty salon part, and the gal that was working on me thought maybe that he was a customer, and I said, "Oh no, he belongs to me." And they were laughing. He went and sat out in the entryway.
Yeah, that was a good toad.
Yeah. And then you had the most in-depth conversation with another gentleman today. Tell them.
Yep. We were over in the cat food, and we were discussing how picky our animals were, and we discussed how much we catered to our animals. And, but that's...
Hey, I take some of those conversations with other women, too, standing in the pet food aisle. I
Yep.
mean, You know, because we're all standing there. You're either going to stand there being bewildered in, it seems to me, in the pet food aisle or the deodorant aisle.
Ah,
You
yep.
know.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing I remember years and years ago when we were doing the grocery shopping for your grandmother, and she would have us go to the deli and get them and have them slice the roast beef,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to be a certain thickness, and that's what she'd give her dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, she had a Karen Terrier, and I don't remember what the other one was.
A Westie, I think.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
Yeah, yeah, because we did the grocery shopping and basic errand running for my grandparents for years and years. Brad would even take my grandfather up to get his hair cut and to go get tomato plants and everything, and he really enjoyed that. You know, he loved Brad. I gotta tell you guys this really cool story. My grandfather was um, nearing the end of his life. He'd been very sick on oxygen and COPD. Both grandparents had that. But his emphysema was very bad on the on that end. And so basically, they called. You know, they told all of us to come over and see him because it wasn't going to be long. And he's in a hospital bed in the front room. And my parents were there, and I think my brother and my aunt and uncle, and of course my grandmother and me and Brad. Well, Brad comes walking in, and he, like I said, he and my Brad and my grandfather got along really, really well. And um, uh, Brad came walking in, and he pulled a chair up right by the bed, and what did you say to him? You'll do anything?
I don't remember.
You'll do anything to get the TV remote, or
Something like that, yeah.
I think that might be what you're waiting for.
I think so, too.
And I'm going to pause this for a minute. Okay, false excitement. We thought maybe the UPS driver was here. I think Brad's going to run out there and tackle the man.
Yeah.
But anyway, Brad's breaking stuff in the house. Anyway, Brad said something about you'll do anything to get the TV, or I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And my grandfather, he looked up and he noticed Brad. Brad's pretty hard to not notice anyway. But, you know, and he said something about, he said your name,
Yeah.
and then he laughed. He laughed or something. But Brad pulled, like I said, he pulled up a chair and sat down and just started talking to my grandfather like they were shooting the shit any normal day. And my grandfather lit up. He was fully alert. He was talking to Brad. They were talking about gardening, and they were talking about fishing, and they were talking about bowling and everything. And even my aunt said he had not been that alert or that engaged in weeks, and he never was again. Which really kind of got to like my mom and stuff, because but I mean, Brad was like the son he never had, and I mean, Brad just was always very respectful, but he would just be like, "Come on, let's go get your haircut. Let's go get tomato plant," and he would just take his time with my grandfather and just drive him wherever he wanted to drive, be driven, and just like he was one of the guys. Well, he was just one of the guys, and Brad really really loved my grandfather too, and
Yeah, and that's. I wish I would have. I wish I would have got to know him when he was younger and stronger.
yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always, you know, I've always loved talking with the older people,
Me too.
you know, because there's so much you can.
So rich in history.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, it was like that one guy that would come in the grocery store, and his name was Ralph, and Ralph was a Pearl Harbor survivor.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember which boat he was on, but you know the stuff that Ralph told me about Pearl Harbor, you don't see any of that in the media
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really, really something. So what today's topic is I kind of wanted to, if you have children in the room, probably maybe get them out. Get out. No, it's not anything vulgar or anything like that, but it is kind of an adult nature, so you might want to say skedaddle. But I just want to talk about the topic of love and sex. And I think particularly a lot of times some people and a lot of times women seem to think the two are one, and they're not. And I think it takes a long time to realize that, particularly if you are a survivor of any kind of sexual abuse, whether it's being molested, being raped, being made to do things you didn't want to do in a marriage and stuff. You equate that the way, and you may have been told you'll do these things if you love me. So then you equate sex equals love. And it doesn't. Sex is an act. Now there's making love, which is beautiful and wonderful. But, you know, sex and love are not the same thing. And I think it takes a long time to realize that for some of us. And when I say being made to do things you didn't want to do in a marriage, I'm not talking about my marriage to Brad at all. I just want to make that clear. I'm talking about my first marriage. But I just want to make that you guys didn't think, oh, no, you know. But it takes so many years to realize that they're not the same thing, you know. And I think, too, a lot of times men will use, or some men, not all, will use, if you love me, you know, even when they're maybe in high school stuff, they'll tell their girlfriend, well, if you love me. And it's like, well, no, if you love me, you wouldn't want to push me into doing something I'm not ready to do. You know, but I just think that's really important, and I think the most valuable lesson that we can give our sons or daughters is that sex and love are not the two things. Sex is an act. You know, is a pleasurable act, and it helps produce children, but it's not the same thing as love. You know, you can have love without ever having sex. I mean, if you couldn't, would you ever love your friend, your family, your pets? You're not telling me you had sex with all those people now? I hope not. Maybe in some parts of the world, but we won't go there right now. But, you know, I just kind of wanted to touch on that subject because, like, in, many cases, it takes years and years and lots of therapy to realize that the two are not intertwined. So, this has been your public service announcement. Announcement now.
Yeah, it's easy for you to say.
Yes. Oh, it felt so good when she washed my hair. I love having my hair washed.
I remember when you were going to cosmetology school, you telling me about these little old ladies that basically they told you that they didn't have a tender head.
Now, don't be afraid to really give my head a good scrubbing now, dearie. Just really get in there and put some muscle into it. So you just be about bouncing their heads from side to side of the sink and stuff. You know, and you have to, now it's not too hot, is it? No, it be a lot hotter. So like you got the steam rising up off their hair, right? And they ain't washed their hair in a week, so it's smelling kind of funkalicious, you know. Woo! It was like a lot of night sweating going on there. Seriously though, some of those sisters, some of them women, their hair did not, that scalp did not smell good. That's when you be doing the shampooing at least twice, maybe 3 times. You know.
Well, that one lady,
especially if they're real heavy smokers.
That one lady that I used to work with, so she only got her hair washed once a week when she went in to have it done.
Well, because, they're coming in for shampoo sets. And then they're like, don't be afraid to tease it. And I mean, they want you to sit there and do the full nanny boo-boo on there, teasing that hair, you know. They want that, you know, the higher up, the closer to God, you know. And then they want that blue rinse or the purple rinse put on that hair. And it's a thing with their eyes that the light bulb actually makes them think in their bathroom at home and stuff like they've got kind of a yellow tinge to their hair. So yeah, you put that on and their hair be coming out blue, blue. And then you know, 3 or 4 cans of hairspray later on, you got that all lacquered up. Some of them women were smokers, man, and you'd be a little afraid that once they step outside to light up, they might. There's one woman come in all the time, and she did the weekly shampoo sets. God, I hated shampoo sets. I used to do anything else, answer the phone, whatever, because and I swore I was never doing another shampoo set when I graduated cosmetology school, and I never did. But anyway, she was a heavy smoker, man. And she would smoke, and you would see right here up on her hair, she would have this yellow tobacco stain. That's right where she smoked. I mean, it didn't go curve around her head, but it was just right there. And when you washed her hair, it just smelled like a hot, sweaty ashtray. You know, on a very humid night.
That is so nasty.
No, seriously, you'd be like, yeah. And they're like, oh, sister. You know. But, yeah. Yep. And then there was one woman that come in, and man, she had the thickest hair I've ever dealt with in my life, right? And she always, of course, when I shampoo set, she had a little bit longer hair. It was probably shoulder length. And so, man, it'd take a month of Sundays to get her hair to dry, even under the hair dryer.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was so thick and stuff. And I mean, and I think she's paying like $6, you know, a week, and it's like, oh. Of course, then she wants it all teased. So by the time you shampooed her hair twice, then had to deep condition it, then had to comb it out, cut it, roll it and you know, put it in rollers, pin it, put her under the dryer, check it 10,000 times, finally get dry, then tease it to death, lacquer it down. You might spend about 3 hours on her. She didn't tip either. Yeah. But, yeah. We met some interesting. My first shampoo set. First time I'm out on the floor, right? You got to spend a certain amount of time back in the classroom and stuff before they let you out on the floor. First shampoo set. My day number 1 out there. I got the demon from hell woman, okay? Nobody wanted her. That's why I ended up with her. So I shampoo her, bounced her head off the sink, you know, numerous times, because that's what she wanted. You know, did everything else. got her hair all up in the rollers, slapped her in underneath the dryer, the hair dryers. Now, these are the old hooded, old fashioned type. So nobody told me the settings on these. I didn't really look. I'm really nervous. So I put it on a medium. Well, she flips it up after about 10 minutes and reaches at me from across the floor. Hey, you there! Well, that's such a nice way to greet somebody, so I turn around and I'm like, yes, ma'am? It's not near hot enough. I need a lot hotter. So I put it back under there. I wanted to slam her down under there, but anyway, I set her back down under there and I turned it on all the way, walked off. About 15 minutes later, she flips up. She flips up the hood. She got sweat pouring down her face. She tells my instructor, I think she turned it all the way up. I think she's trying to kill me. My instructor just said, oh, it's her first day out here. Here, I think that hair dryer is malfunctioning. Let's put you in this one now. And then they asked me about later when I finished her up. And I'm like, well, she was like the demons from hell.
That's funny. I don't remember you ever telling me that story.
I don't think I ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an interesting time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all I got to talk about. You got anything to talk about?
Nope. Nope.
Your UPS is still not here, homie.
I know.
He only has an hour and 45 minutes to get your stuff here. It said guaranteed delivery by 8 o'clock.
Yep.
I know.
Hour and 16 minutes.
Alrighty, well, I'm going to get off here. But anyway, I love you guys, and I do cherish your friendship so much. And I hope you're having a great day. And I think you guys are awesome. And he's making an icky face at me again. He sits around and does this too.
This is the only face I have.
Of course, we both sit around and make faces at each other and then see how long it takes the other person to know, so we're going. That exact face you're looking at me with. You need to trim them eyebrows before somebody trips over them.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be the ultimate unibrow.
Anyway, Bradley, I hope your stuff comes in today.
Me too.
And I know.
Drive you nuts.
No, you won't, because I can ignore you.
No, you can't.
I've been ignoring you for 31 years almost.
No, you can't.
I will ignore you, and you will cry.
Yeah.
I'll ignore you, and then you'll look at me and go, are you mad at me?
Nope. I can drive you nuts.
No.
Yes.
No. Anyway, say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad. Brad is a bad man.
Bye, Brad.
That it?
That's it. That's all you got.
Okay. All right. I hope you guys have a good night. Bye.